This is a Japanese-made model SAMB B-2 sewing machine. I don't know what badges this would have been sold under. This one doesn't have any markings on the front, but it has a rotten belt, and I've already taken the cover off, and then it's got an end cover here, and you can see through the end covers there's the lamp switch, the motor tension belt, or bolt rather, and then this tab here is also on the motor bracket for tension. And then there are 1, 2, 3 screws that hold this cover on. The screws are loose, and you'll note it's a pain to get this off right now. So I'm gonna have to take this loosen the motor bolt, and then I have the tension release knob unscrewed, and oh, it's still, that set screw isn't far enough out. There we go. Alright, the clutch nut and lock nut removed from the or the hand wheel here lets that slide out far enough with the belt loosened, or the bracket loosened, that I can get the hand wheel off and rotate this cover a little bit. And this belt is just shredded. So, and it's got oh man, look at all that. I'm gonna grab the vacuum and brush that out and clean it up, and then get a little oil on the motor there and find the right size replacement belt. Alright, having cleaned the old rotten belt dust out of there, I'm proud of myself. I'm going to remember to replace that bobbin tire while I have this cover off and the hand wheel out of the way, because the bobbin tire was rock hard on this machine. So bobbin tire, I got an MB340, so a 340 millimeter belt that fit this, and we're gonna get our cover worked around and just like so. And then I'm going to put the 3 screws into this cover, because the cover doesn't move for the belt adjustment, which is sort of convenient, but then attaching the switch on the cover here makes the cover removal really challenging. As you saw, there's basically no extra wire in there, so the lamp cord comes up, runs to the switch, and then goes up, which is why the cover basically only pivoted to the side. I think I'm gonna just tighten that up, and that 340 is about think that's going to be good. The bracket is in its highest position. This old belt was a little bit bigger than the 340, but like not by much. I have a 345 and the 345 was larger than this rotten belt, so we'll give that a test in a minute here. I'll put our washer on with the two little ears, or with the ears in a random position, and the center tabs facing out here, and there we go. I got it in a good position for releasing. That is belt replacement on this SAMB B-2. Alright, quick note here. I got that 340 on after carefully measuring the old black belt. However, there is an important consideration on this SAMB B-2. Because of the tab here that sticks off the motor bracket for tightening it without removing the cover here, the amount of travel the motor is allowed is significantly lower than the bracket actually has on it. So the slot this goes in is a full-length slot from about the tip of my pointer here down to like there. So you can loosen the motor bracket higher with the cover off, and then when you get to installing the cover, the tab has to come down to stick through this hole in the cover. So while the 340 fit before I got the cover on, when I got the cover on, this tab was tight against the top of the hole here, and it was too much tension to release the hand wheel clutch. So I had to switch up to the 345, and now the 345 is at the top of the travel, which is allowed by the cover here, and the hand wheel clutch releases. So if you have a machine with this setup and it has the tab that sticks through the cover for tensioning, sometimes when you measure the belt you'll have to go up a size based on what part of the travel for the motor bracket is allowed by this hole in the cover. Because again, the motor bracket has twice as much travel as the size of this hole, and that hole limits the travel available for this tab to roughly half of whatever the motor bracket allows.